So, everybody, just trying to get things set up here right quick for this live stream that people have kind of talked me into. And I actually have kind of a Q&A thing. I wrote down these little questions here. And what I'm going to do before I, start answering any text or anything like that is I'm going to, and I don't know what is going on right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of go through these questions right quick before I, start commenting back on any of the chat that's going on. So once this is over with, I'll be able to cut this down and just have a Q&A kind of like that. So I'm not going to really be engaging any of that right now, but I do want to let you know I do appreciate you guys stopping by right quick. I have to get my live streams on early because I do get to bed a little early. Anyway, so let's get on to these questions. So these are just some questions that people have asked, and then I've kind of thrown in a few things on my own that, people may want to know, later on down the line. We can kind of get into any other questions you guys might have. So let's get to it. Don't want to drag this out too long. Questions I've heard of, a bit in some of my videos is how old am I? And I am going to be 50 on October 12th. So getting up there a little bit in age. So I'm 50. I'll be 50 here in about another week. What do I do for a living? And like I said, I'm going to get to this chat here in a little bit. I am a mortgage banker. I've been with the same company that I've been with since 2002. So I've been there kind of a while. I'm like the old dog at my company. What is my favorite sports team? Oakland Raider fan, but the way football has been this year primarily and going back to like the last 5 years or so, there's more contact in, high school girls field hockey. So I'm really not checking for football all that much lately. So I think I may have watched 2 quarters of football this year and I was just disgusted with it. So anyway, I am a Raider fan still through and through. I may not watch it, but, if it keeps going the way it is. What smokers do I have? Got 2 kettle grills, 2 flat top griddles. I have Weber Smoky Mountain pit barrel cooker, Masterbuilt electric smoker, Weber Smoky Mountain, if I didn't say that. Anyway, a bunch of them. Anyway, I hope that covered it all. Oh, and an offset smoker. That's my favorite one right there. But the setup of this house is a little hard for me to get to that just because I got to go down all these stairs and go out there. But I am going to get back on that. And for those of you guys that just came in, I am going to be answering these questions before I actually start getting into what's going on in the chat, just so I can get these questions out of the way. Somebody asked me what my favorite kitchen appliance is. And above anything, above the air fryers, above the pressure cookers, all that stuff, my favorite thing in my kitchen is my sink. Okay, you don't need to really chime in. Thank you, though. Is my sink and our faucet. So I have one of those like industrial kind of faucets. That thing is the bomb. And I got the big sink, not the little thing that has like a little one on this side and a little one on this side. I could put like a bunch of stuff in this one big sink. And it's like a black granite sink. It's all that. That's my favorite. It's not an appliance, but that's my favorite thing in the kitchen. Favorite smokers. You know what? I'm really starting to get into that Weber 26-inch kettle grill. I know my man AB, Smoking and Grilling with AB, is he went out and bought the 22. That's a nice little smoker. That'll get it done for you. But no, I like the 26, and I really do like that offset smoker. And it's been a while since I've been on that. And sometimes them the the kettle grills with that slow and sear makes you lazy, as well as some of those pellet smokers will make you lazy too. So anyway, and these are kind of in random orders. I'm just trying to go through them as I see them. Favorite quotes, okay? So there's a bunch of favorite quotes that I have. One of them is, "You can't skip the struggle." And I think that's the problem with some of these younger people coming up these days, is they feel like, they don't have to struggle to get what they get. And I remember being so broke when I first moved out here from California that I was stupid enough to go get a cat. I don't know what made me go get a cat, but I was so broke at one point that I actually tried to feed my cat dog food that was given away free at the supermarket or something like that. So it's times like that that make me actually appreciate what I'm, where I'm at right now. So that's one. Can't skip the struggle. Second one, dollar saved is better than a dollar earned, because you don't pay tax on that dollar that you saved. Another one is one that just came up from my boy Mike at Everyday Barbecue. He put me up on this one right here, and it's, "A drowning man can't save a drowning man." And it kind of almost goes back to the whole theory, like, if you're on a plane, the plane's about to crash, put the mask on yourself before you put it on somebody else. But you know what? That's one right there. You have a lot of people that feel like they want to help somebody else, but they aren't even taking care of themselves. So a drowning man can't save a drowning man. And there's another one in there somewhere. I can't. Oh, you know what? 90% of knowing is acting. That's another one. And that goes back to my days in the Marine Corps, when I had the dumbest person in the world sounding like a genius when he said this. Anyway, so those are my favorite quotes. And I'm going to get to this live stream here in a little, or to these chats here in a little bit. You know what? Who influences me on YouTube? Now, first I need to get to the first person that actually influenced me, and that is Phil at Daddy Cooks. And he kind of took me under his little wing for a while and kind of put me up on the YouTube game back in like 2014-ish, somewhere in there. And, so he was my first influence. And since then, and I'm going to go in order of these influences, Diane at Booger 500 US, I think that she came out with that air fryer, she came out with the air fryer gang. And I was like the first, I was like maybe one of the first people out there rocking that wasn't like, your regular cook, like, some of these other kind of channels that actually got up on it. And I think I'm the one that made it masculine to get into air fryer cooking, because now everybody that said they weren't going to get into it is out there buying air fryers. And, these are the same people that was like, acting like they weren't going to do it back when I first started out, or acting like I was like selling out. So Diane, Booger, I'm telling you, you are a huge influence on this channel. So anyway, she was like kind of one of the next influences there. And then there's a couple other people, and like I said, I'm going in order. Mike at Everyday Barbecue. He's, I reach out to like some of these newer channels that are coming up, and Mike was one of these guys that that I kind of, go back and forth with a little bit, and just talking YouTube type stuff. He's like somebody that I kind of do a lot of that with. And, I can't forget, my everyday conversation with smoking and grilling with AB. AB has a totally different look on this YouTube stuff than a lot of people. He's like one of those, like smoking and grilling with AB. He's kind of like one of those like little autistic kids that can play the piano like real good. Like nobody should be this into this stuff as early as he is in it. And he he's definitely kind of really got like he's made me focus a lot more than I would have, and that's because he is as focused as he is. And for somebody that young in the game to really come in and kind of actually put me up on some game, he definitely influenced me as well. So anyway, those are the people that influenced me. We're almost done with these questions, and we can kind of get back into this feed here. Somebody asked me, how old is Mason? And ironic as it is, today is Mason's birthday. He just turned 21 years old. That gets me to another question where somebody asked, where has Mason been? And Mason, Mason is like trying to become a little apprentice electrician. So he's actually been working. And so he's not really around a lot of times, especially with winter coming up. I'll try to come home a little bit early, knock out some recipes before the light goes down. A lot of people may not notice this. A lot of people will say, they might talk about the echo in my kitchen or the lighting. Some of the issues I have with my kitchen is our ceiling has to be going from maybe 10 feet to like 30 feet. I mean, it's huge. And then it kind of opens up into our living room or whatever you call it. And that ceiling in there is high. So it's just a lot of echoing going on in there. So anyway, I try to get Mason in as much as possible on those videos because Mason is, he's the man. Only a few more questions. What is my favorite music? I'm down with everything. I'll go back to like some Led Zeppelin, Jefferson. I'll go back to Jefferson Airplane, Cream, Jimi Hendrix. Get into the old school rap. Eric B. and Rakim. Boogie Down Productions. Anyway. Any of that, and then I'll get a little sensitive. Actually, Evanescence. That's another one I like. Anyway, I'm not gonna get too far into that. I like all music. Country, maybe a little bit of Dwight Yoakam. I don't even know how I got into that, but that as well. Somebody had asked the cars that I own or something. I think they saw a Facebook post and asked what kind of car I had. I have a Dodge Ram, crew cab pickup because, I got to keep it masculine. I am thinking about possibly selling that. I have a old school BMW, like a 2003 530i. And then last Christmas, I bought my wife, I don't even know what year it is. I bought her a BMW X5. So those are our cars. Biggest accomplishment. You know what? Today I just went over 6 million views. So throw up them M's. I was kind of happy to see that because I remember I was, Ray Mac, that's another kind of influence. And he's somebody I bounce stuff off of. I remember being on the phone with Ray Mac like maybe 3 years ago saying, I can't wait to get that first million views. And I was trying to get it within my first year on YouTube, and that happened. And I think it happened, but he was like who I was on the phone with when that, talking to him about that. Biggest accomplishment. Okay, this is the last question. Biggest accomplishment, obviously, as far as YouTube goes, that's always a moving target, but that 6 million did kind of hit me, almost had me cry like Diane on the hot seat last night when I hit that 6 million this morning. So that, and just to kind of get a little bit deeper, for some reason I've always had a fear of being homeless, and I think it comes from that time when I first moved out here from California, and I was like so broke. I tried to feed a cat dog food, and just paid off, my rental home. So I at least have one homeless paid for. So as long as I could pay for the taxes on that, I won't be homeless. So those are my accomplishments. Anyway, so I'm going to get back into this chat, kind of see what's going on. As far as some of these questions, do I have Instagram and Twitter? I do. You know, I don't even know what Instagram is for. I post pictures on there, but I don't know what the purpose is. But it's like No Hippie BBQ. I think it's the same on Twitter. I think I just added some moderators there. I can't tell if that's the case. I think I got Josie, AB, Booger up in there. What else we got? You know, while I'm kind of reading through these comments, I got, yeah, Booger, you did do a good job last night. I got a little sous vide action going on right now. I have a sirloin tip roast that's I'm going to be sous videing for 48 hours. I just put that in a while back. Booger put me up on some salt and pepper chicken wings, and I kind of came back on that with a nice little sauce. I'm not going to post that anytime soon because I know everybody's going to be saying I'm posting too many chicken wing videos. I'm not trying to be Ms. Brazil, so I might sit on that one for a while. But let's see. You know what? Larissa's Kitchen. You know what? I'm going to tell you, and she may not remember this. I think I might have put her up on her game because I had another guy I was in the Marine Corps with. Check out Larissa's Kitchen. If you see her over there, go check her out. But there was another guy that that used to be a little more active on YouTube, and he said, you know what? You need to check out this girl, Larissa's Kitchen. She's a former Marine. You know, sent me her link and everything. So I went over to her channel. I mean, she might not have even had like a couple hundred subscribers at that time. And I tried to throw her up and give her a little shout out back then. What's up, Smoking Joe? Cooking with James. Now, okay, that's somebody else. You know what? I love my Marines. I love my Raider fans, even though football sucks now. So I'm not even, you know, I don't even really care to watch football anymore. But Cooking with James. See all in it, and this isn't even that bright, but you see how bright this is right here? You need to start filming your videos when it's like when you can get a little of that light on your ass right quick. Anyway, go check out Cooking with James. He has an awesome Cajun chicken recipe that he did a few weeks back, or maybe a week and a half ago. Go check that right quick. Tess, man, Tess is blown up. Tess is one of those people that, man, I don't remember how many subscribers she had, but, you know, I check out some of her videos, you know, every now and then, because once you start getting a lot of subscribers, it's kind of hard to look at everybody's stuff, but I go look at some of her stuff, and she must have gone from like 30,000 to like however many, like overnight. She is killing it. I did see Larissa's hot sauce video today. Just saw that. And I'm trying to catch up on some of these things. So if I look like I'm not caring, I'm just trying to read what's going on. But anyway, as far as some other stuff, you know, I've had some people that have asked me to do collaborations, and when I say I'm going to do it, I try to actually do it. I've just been a little bit busy. I am going to get to those collaborations. I've had a few people tag me on some videos that I really don't have any intentions on doing, but what I will do is I will do my own thing and tag them to go do something, because, you know, I already have like a notebook somewhere over here. I have a notebook with everything that I have planned out that I want to do. And I fit some other stuff in there, but I didn't really see anything in these tags that was too encouraging. So I will be giving those channels shout outs and asking them to do something along the lines that I'm doing, because I'm just not gonna do that. Not because I don't want to do it, just because I'm too backed up right now. But what I have coming up tomorrow, I was fortunate enough to meet with Mike at the Kettle Cookers on Facebook. If you have a Weber kettle and you're into any of that kind of stuff, go join that Facebook page, the Kettle Cookers. I went over to his house and we cooked some ribs and stuff like that. We cooked it on this big old ranch kettle grill. That video should be out tomorrow morning. And anyway, what I did was some honey garlic baby back ribs, which was kind of, what does the no hippie part stand for? That's a good question. So, man, I lost my damn train of thought reading this comment. But anyway, I went to his house, made some honey garlic ribs, which was kind of a play on the honey garlic wings I did. I like that sauce that much that I actually put that on some ribs with a couple tweaks on it. Okay, how I came up with the name No Hippie BBQ. Okay, so it's gonna bring me up to 2 giveaways I have coming up. Okay, so when I first came up with this channel, I was gonna name it either No Hippie BBQ or Hippie BBQ. The reason it was gonna be called No Hippie BBQ is back in the days when I was in the Marines, I had the same guy that came and told me the 90% of knowing is acting that I mentioned earlier in this video. He was like one of these, like, not that there's anything wrong with being a redneck, but this guy was like more redneck than what rednecks are. And he was like the worst military person in the world. I mean, he just looked like shit, didn't have no, he was just horrible. But he used to say these things that were like genius, like out of the middle of nowhere. So anytime they asked us to do some stupid stuff, he would say that's some hippie shit right there. So that always stuck with me. So even years down the road, I'd be saying that's some hippie shit, whatever. So I was going to name it Hippie BBQ because I'm kind of like a hippie in that I kind of do things, I don't, there's no set thing. I kind of go to the beat of my own drum, whether it comes down to barbecue or whatever. You're not going to box me in. It's not going to be like, I'm not going to be down to where, barbecue has to be salt and pepper, or it has to be this, or it has to be that. I'm going to do kind of what I'm going to do. And I try to get creative with it. So hippies are creative. So I was going to name it Hippie BBQ, which brings me to my giveaway that I have coming up. So a while back, I'm drinking some, this is just like some cheap whiskey and squirt soda. Squirt soda is the best soda ever invented. Can I get a like for squirt soda? Just joking. All right, so giveaways I have coming up. So one thing that's a point of contention, or not even a point of contention, but people are just like always asking, did you get this for free? Did you get that for free? Well, normally when people send me something for free, a lot of the times I can get this stuff and I can get people to actually pay me to do some of these videos, but I don't ask them to pay me. A lot of times what I'll do is say, why don't you chip in on this giveaway? So there's a marinade that came up. I like, Julio and all that stuff too. So normally if they, if they're going to send me something, I say, what, just go ahead and send me something to give away. My dogs are tripping out. So there's a company called Sabas, and they have this excellent marinade. I love this stuff. And they're going to be giving away 2 bottles here in a giveaway I have coming up pretty soon. So be on the lookout for that. Which is better, barbecue? Well, all right. So gas is something that I use if I have to. I do have the question was, which is better to barbecue on, charcoal or gas? Charcoal and wood to any degree. I do have a Camp Chef flat top griddle that you can remove the flat top, and it's like a gas grill. So I like that. But, you know, I really have never got into straight up gas cooking. All right, so here's the second giveaway. Actually, it's the next one coming up. Okay, so a while back, I was Googling No Hippie BBQ just to see what would pop up. And there's a company that came up that was called Hippie BBQ. So I went ahead and liked them on Instagram. And then they reached out to me and said, hey, what do you have against hippies? Same as the question came up. And I told them the whole thing. And they're like, well, you know, in non-Lyle terms, they was just like, you know what, if we send you a shirt, would you rock it? So I was like, yeah. So they sent me a, you know, Hippie BBQ shirt, which, you know what, I got one right here. Not this color, but they sent me this Hippie BBQ, or a Hippie BBQ shirt. And some of you guys have been watching my videos. You see me kind of rocking it. But they sent me one of these shirts out. So I liked it so much, I was like, you know what, instead of like, you know, because some people were like, you know what, let's, you know, why don't you have any t-shirts to sell? And I'm just like, you know what, nobody cares that much about me to be buying no, you know, merchandise and stuff like that. So I was just like, as soon as those guys sent me that, I went out and bought like maybe 8-10 shirts, something like that. And when I was done buying it, they sent me out this package and said, give it away. So I gave 2 of these shirts away. Should be in the mail. I gave one to, I gave them away to kind of real hippie type people. One would be my, probably the subscriber that, a vegetarian subscriber that watches every video of mine, Pedestrian Hippie. Sent one to her, and then I sent one to Sal at the Root Boy Cooks because he's kind of a hippie. So those 2 got them, but they sent me out this other stuff. So in case you didn't see it earlier, we're going to be giving away one of those. It just says Barbecue Hippie. Check them out on Instagram. So we got one of those going out. We got 2 of these little Barbecue Hippie hats. And then this thing is like you put your beer in there. I don't really drink bottled beer, but I guess that's what you do with that. And then I think I'm going to give away one or I'm not sure if I'm going to do the shirts on that or not. But anyway, that's going to be 2 people are going to win that. So one person is going to win a hat each. One is going to win this. One's going to win this. And then anyway, that's going to be that giveaway. So I got 2 giveaways coming up right there. Let me get back into these comments right quick. And going live is really not my thing, so everybody that knows me knows that this is not something that I'm looking to do. And all you vegetarians out there, you know, I do have a lot of vegetarian recipes. Oddly enough, I have a lot of, you know, there's a lot of stuff that I cook accidentally that's vegetarian, like that quiche that I just did was vegetarian. And I just have dedicated vegetarian recipes as well. As a matter of fact, I just did that Olive Garden Zuppa Toscana recipe a while back. I did the meat version of that. I have already filmed, just ready to edit and post the vegetarian version of that. So that's going to be on the way. So I do try to kind of get into some of that vegetarian stuff as well. So just trying to read these comments again. You know what? Let me give another. I don't know if he's in here right now or not. It's hard for me to kind of keep up, but Up in Smoke Barbecue sent me some barbecue rub from GQ Barbecue a while back, and I gave some of that stuff away. I haven't really, I mean, I've used it. I haven't filmed it yet, so I haven't had a chance to mention him in this, but he's a newer YouTube channel. If you're, trying to support somebody new, Up and Smoke Barbecue, that's somebody else. Anyway, if there's like any other questions, I'm going to try to read through this, and I'm going to try to, not that my life is that important or anything like that, but I know that people have had some questions. Oh, my dogs. That's another question. Some people don't see all my videos, so and I'm about to expound on that a little bit. But I have two dogs, a Yorkie Poodle and a Yorkie Maltese. So some of you guys that watch all my videos have seen some of those in some of my videos. So those are my dogs. As far as promoting newer YouTube channels, that's one thing that I definitely try to do is I try to show some love to the newer channels, and I try to, collaborate with them, do all that kind of stuff. Some things, I've had people say, why are you collaborating with these small channels and all this kind of stuff? And I remember being small. I remember when I first went over 400 subscribers. I remember it, and I still live with that small channel. And I am a kind of small channel. I still live with that in my heart. So I always try to look out for newer channels. And if I can collaborate, I'll collaborate. If I can't, sometimes I just can't. But I've never let that get in the way of me, trying to do some work with the newer channel. So, yeah, that's that. Megan Fred Zeppelin says he could never be a vegetarian. Oh, you know what? That's one thing. And, it's not going to be, I told you I'm going to cut this video down once we're off this live stream. But as far as being a vegetarian, that is something that people would not know about me. Between and you may not know it now, but back in the days, I was kind of swole up. I was kind of getting my workout on and everything back in my early mid-20s, stuff like that. And there was a period of time, probably between 90, a good year, probably 92.5 to 93.5, where I was vegetarian. And I don't remember why I did it, but it was just that year. And I don't know what made me stop being vegetarian, but it was like that period of time I was actually vegetarian. I was living in San Diego. Anybody out there from San Diego? I was living in San Diego, working at Drew Ford Hyundai at the time. So that's something that probably most people wouldn't know. Yeah, I got my active fry because of Booger 500. So if you were here at the beginning of the video, I mentioned some of my YouTube influences. Booger 500 was on that list. I have a lot of YouTube friends, but people that actually have influenced my channel would be Booger 500, because I would never have bought an air fryer if it wasn't for her. So if you see her over here on that chat, go subscribe to her. Another influence, Daddy Cooks. He's not here right now, but just type in Daddy Cooks on your YouTube thing. Go to his channel. He was a big influence. And actually, that might have been some tough love at the beginning too, because he was kind of, not being all sensitive about me. He was like, not that my videos are all that great right now, but he was definitely being real on what I needed to change at the time. And then, Ms. Brazil, we're about to get into you here in a little bit too. And then my boys, Mike at Everyday Barbecue and Smoking and Grilling with AB. Those are two guys that I talk to a lot on the phone. Ms. Brazil, man, I got so many chicken wing videos queued up, ready to drop or ready to film that you're going to think I'm her when I'm dropping all these chicken wing videos, but I'm trying to spread them out just a little bit. It kind of happened by accident. I went and bought some chicken wings, and then Mason went out and bought some. So I was stacked with all these chicken wings. So I was talking to Booger 500 on the phone. She told me I should cook these certain type of wings because people had asked her to do it, or something like that. So I knocked those out. Then I got some other ones that I did. So I'm gonna try to stagger those a little bit. But people are gonna be calling me Ms. Brazil. You see her over here in the chat on the right. She's embraced that air fryer action. Because when I first came across her channel, she was doing so many wig videos, I almost got a wig. All right, so what else we got? So, anyway, let's see. You know what? All right, so when it comes to my videos, so I look at other people's videos, and there's obviously people that have better editing, better almost everything. And the one thing I tried to kind of, I think you have a couple different kinds of YouTube channels. You have YouTube channels that people just watch because they like to watch them. And then you have channels my channel is so diverse that a lot of people find me not because they like, because they're subscribed or they like me. They may be just trying to find one thing to cook, and they don't really care about the editing and all this kind of stuff. They may not care about music and this and that. They really want to get down into that, how to actually do something. So I try to keep it uncluttered, and I kind of ramble on a bit, and that's something I've a problem with, but I'm trying to cut that down. But it's really, how to do this, and a lot of times people come to my channel, which explains why I have not so many views, but a channel that has the subscribers I have 6 million views as of today, is because a lot of people aren't coming to subscribe. They're coming to learn something. So anyway, that's it. So one thing I try to focus on, I've replied to just about every single, where's the chat? I try to reply to every single comment that comes across, good, bad, and different. If you've seen some of my comments and you've seen somebody leave the wrong comment, that I'm not afraid to come back and get into it a little bit. But I do read every single comment. And one of the comments that I got when I first started was about recipes and descriptions. And I am drinking, what are you drinking? I'm drinking some cheap whiskey, like the stuff that you buy that's like in the plastic squeeze bottle, and some squirt. So the squirt takes us up another level. So anyway, recipes and descriptions, that's my pet peeve. And I may not have, I'll at least have the ingredients. I figure if you watch the video, you should know how to do it. Or I'll have an estimation of my ingredients. There's nothing that kind of irritates me a little bit, because sometimes I'll actually go on YouTube and try to figure out how to do something. And when I see a recipe and somebody cooking some stuff and there's no ingredients or no amounts, it's almost like I almost look at that like bragging. Like, okay, I know you can cook this. I want to know how to do it myself. So, the ingredients might help. So, somebody has a Summit Grill. I don't know who that is. The thing I do with the troll comments, see, I don't do the erase, block. I don't block, delete, and move on. I answer those things and I leave them up. There has never been a time that I've deleted a comment or not replied to a comment, good, bad, or indifferent. And there were times, when I first started, a lot of YouTube channels will get people that send them stuff, whether it be grills, air fryers, knives, whatever. When you first start, you think that you need to kind of fit into this. Like, what's up, Nigel? That's a great supporter right there. You think that you need to fit in this box and you can't be yourself. And the one thing I promised myself after kind of starting this is I'm going to be myself in these videos and the way I reply back. And if you, I just reply back to the way I would in real life. And if sponsors or companies that want to send stuff don't like that, then they just don't like it. I really don't care. So I'm going to come back. All I did growing up was, all we did was talk about each other. So I'm pretty much ready for any random bad comment that comes up on my page. And I don't kill them with kindness. I go in. As a matter of fact, if this wasn't a family show, I would tell. Some of you guys know what some of my comebacks are, but I'm not sure that I know everybody like this in this comment section. But some of y'all know what some of my patented comebacks are on some of those videos. And if you want to type them over here, you could do that. I know Diane knows my comeback, or one of them. Come on, Diane, put it over here. I know you know what it is, or one of them, the one that I just told you about that you said, I wish I could do that. So anyway, that's the beauty about this YouTube thing is, I spoke with Diane Booger 500 this morning. As a matter of fact, hold on. Let me check these kids right quick. Who ate my goddamn Tabasco jelly that I had over there for a recipe that was sitting on that counter?
Boy, I hate Tabasco.
Okay, so I'm assuming it was Taylor. You know what? If you guys see something on that counter and it's getting set up, it looks like it's getting set up for me to cook, don't eat it.
Boy, we both know I hate Tabasco.
Okay, well, I'm just saying.
Vinegar piss.
No, it was a Tabasco jelly. So if you see something that looks like it's not yours or it's not open, don't open it. Okay. Thank you. I think I have enough for my recipe tomorrow. Anyway, happy birthday, Mason. Ms. Brazil said that. All right, anyway. Forgot where I was going before I was reminded that somebody got into some stuff that I had. Damn, what was I talking about? And I can't remember what I was talking about. Man, I can't remember what I was talking about. It was some good stuff too. Oh yeah, that's what it was. Diane, did you put in the comment section what I told you that I said to the last person that came on my page talking craziness? Anyway. I couldn't let it. I can't let stuff slide. It's the immaturity in me. I'm about to be 50, but I still feel like I'm like, other than getting to bed early and all that, I still feel like I'm like in my 20s, but I do get to bed early.
No, you act like you're 80.
My wife says I act like I'm 80. But the difference between me and my wife is I haven't been, she spent more time in the hospital these last 2 months that I've spent in the hospital my entire life, going back to when I was like coming out the womb. I think somebody asked about this artwork. You know what? Some people don't know this. I kind of do get into a little bit of artwork. I'm not going to walk you around the entire house, but this here is just kind of a little random, kind of abstract, I think you would call that. Painting back there. But you know what? I go to bed early and I wake up early. I'm up like, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, something like that. Taylor Swift. Woo! I haven't, it's hard for me to keep up, but I did see the Taylor Swift. Nah, not really. I mean, she's not bad, but I would probably know her if I heard her, but I wouldn't listen to her. So I'm trying to think who just called me out. There were 2 channels that called me out to do some like these tags, and I'm just telling you, man, it's just hard to get to those. So I hate to kind of commit to it. But one was Cooking with Corey, and the other one actually sent me an email and actually asked, and I thought that was, really good. Man. Anyway, whoever these 2 people were, like I said, I'm going to do something for them. Neither of those tags that I saw, magical fruit tag really wasn't doing it for me. And then the stuff tag, actually, that kind of did do it for me, but see you later. But that's not on my radar anytime soon. I, at least want to give them a little shout out here in a little bit. Yeah, I used to get into all that working out too. As a matter of fact, I need to get into it. I used to go to the gym like 2 times. Back in my 20s, mid 30s, I'd be going to the gym 2 times a day. It wasn't no thing. All right, Mr. Mega Fred Zeppelin. I'll check you out later. Anyway, I was just Care Bear TV. I'm 13. That's what you said. I wish I was 13. If somebody could magically turn me 13 right now, and I knew what I know now, and not even being able to see in the future, if you could just take me back to 13 years old and arm me with what I know now, I would literally, I may not be a billionaire, but I would definitely be in the upper millions of dollars just knowing what I know now if I knew it back when I was 13. So take old people's advice. There's a reason that old people are smart. Booger, I know you're saving all that YouTube money in that account. Don't be trying to play that. We already spoke about that. I know you're stacking cheddar like, somebody had also asked other, what YouTube channels I watch. And I watch pretty much all the basic cooking channels, things like that. And it's hard to do it. There's a lot of people that are just like, when the more subscribers you have, a lot of times the more, thanks, Cooking with a Little Spice. The more subscribers you have, the more people you have to watch. So sometimes that is hard to kind of keep up with everybody. But I think the channels that I may not watch them the most, but I listen to them the most. For some reason, I've been getting into these truck driving channels, people that drive semi-trucks, stuff like that. And those are channels that I could just, put them in my watch later kind of feed and then just go to bed and put it in my earphone and just listen to kind of what they're talking about. And, kind of almost feel like, it's almost like I wish I could almost have that job. No, I'm sure there's stress, but not, just to be out on the open road. That's just, I don't know. It's becoming intriguing to me. Ann, who knows? I'm just going to leave it at that. Not because of money situations or anything like that, but just, something to do. I live in Colorado. As a matter of fact, I'm trying to get a get-together going on. My next video tomorrow, I met up with two guys from Colorado. One isn't a YouTube creator. Neither of them are YouTube creators. My daughter needs to get a job rather than trying to get in some videos. So we'll leave that at that. But anyway, I met up with some people in Denver on the video I'm doing tomorrow. And I'm trying to get a few people down to my house. The guy I went to go see has a Facebook page called the Kettle Cookers. So if you have a Weber Kettle Grill or Kettle Grill, go on Facebook, look up the Kettle Cookers. You know what, Dan, at Smoky Goodness, the beauty of it is it would be something. I'm not like everybody else needs to do it where they're taking Greyhound buses there and, they need it. I could drop it, whenever and not think twice about it. Anyway, so I met up with those guys. I'm trying to have him back down. Pickles Barbecue is in Denver. Jason at GQ Barbecue, he's too busy. But try to get a little get together here in Denver. Let's see. So I live, I live right outside Denver. We moved here. So if you look at some of my older videos, we lived in another house. We moved here. And kind of like this house, we back up to some green space and you see some deer out there. And, the downfall is there's coyotes and all that kind of stuff out there too. And my dogs are little. So whenever they go out, I got to go out. So it's not just like I could just let them out, so I got to kind of deal with that a little bit. Which freaky airport are you talking about? If you're talking about DIA, that is like one of the best airports in the country right there. Denver is amazing. And you know what? I don't think I appreciated it growing up as much as I do now. But that real estate appreciation, that'll make you love a place for sure. So, yeah, I'm beginning to love Colorado more and more. I spoke with all these different channels that, kind of had a influence on my channel. One of my boys that, I'm really super close to is Thyron at T&T Barbecue. He's came out here a couple times. I've gone out to Iowa to see him. Don't want to forget him. He's, been kind of one of my friends since the beginning of YouTube. So so now it's like we're getting into that old people time. It's getting up on 7 o'clock. It means I got an hour to finish this, get in my onesie, my pajama with the feet, and get ready to go to bed.
What about your daughter in the videos?
First of all, she doesn't want to get in the videos. And second of all, I'm more concerned about her getting gainful employment than getting in a video. Everyday barbecue, Smoking Joe's Barbecue. I don't think it's, I don't think it's, it's been put out there. He's going through some medical things with his dad and stuff like that. So he's kind of had to back off of YouTube for a while. I don't know if he's going to be film anything this weekend. I'm going to assume not. So his channel's kind of slowing down right now just because he's not able to concentrate on what he's wanting to concentrate on. So Cigar Slayer, we're going to get to that. So anyway, we haven't been able to talk as much just because he's kind of going through what he's going through. What am I cooking this weekend? Well, I got some sous vide roast beef, that sirloin tip roast that I just put in. It's going to go 48 hours, so that's going to go till Sunday evening. I've had one guy request black bean burgers like 3 times, so I'm going to finally get around to doing that because it's supposed to be raining, and black bean burgers are probably done better in a skillet than a grill, so I'll probably knock that out this weekend. So those are 2 things I know. I do have, a couple other. I wouldn't say it's the eating healthy the necessarily problem. That's other stuff. But anyway, those are things I know. I am gonna get up some. Not get it up, but I am gonna do some chicken wings just to have them in the hopper, just because I have some leftover wings out there. And as far as how many videos I make a week, it's going to slow down a little bit just because the sunlight is, you'd have to see my house to understand it. I could get the whole lighting system set up and all that kind of stuff. And, sometimes it's just too much to deal with. So in the winter, I'll kind of scale back, but I'll cook, a lot of times I'll film what I cook. So I think I've been on pace to do, I've been putting up maybe 2-3 videos a week, but I have a bunch of videos that I haven't posted yet that can go up whenever I want. And, so I don't really have any set amount. So, okay. So, for anybody out there that's YouTube content creators, listen, I always talk to people and they're just like, how do you do it? How do you put up all these videos, things like that? And the problem is everybody thinks everything has to be like this big production. So what I do, and I'm not sure if I don't have my notebook back here, but I have a notebook and I write down everything that I'm going to do. And then, so I have a notebook and I'll write down everything that I'm going to do. And then, so it would say like this. It might say black bean burgers. And then under that, it's going to say every single ingredient I need to cook that. And then the next one could be, chicken wings, whatever it is. And it's going to have every single ingredient I need to cook that. So when I'm flipping through what I'm going to do, it's automatically going to tell me what I have. So I can look through this. So for example, here it is right here. And you guys will be like, dang, wow, got some good handwriting. So it's kind of like that. So, this would be one. And then, any notes I'm going to make along, any adjustments I'm going to make. So I have a notebook kind of like that. And then what I'll do is I'll kind of break them down into easy, complicated. Anyway, you get the point. Easy, complicated, whatever. So I have easy videos. Let me read this right quick. So I have easy videos. So let's say, okay, so chicken wings, easy video, doesn't take much effort, not a lot of angles, things like that. So if there's a day that I want to knock out a video, but I don't really want to go through a lot of headaches, bang, I might come at it and just do these chicken wings. So very simple recipe, not a lot of stuff. I'll knock that out. And I might save that for later or, whatever those simple recipes are. I think too many people are getting a little bit too complicated in what they want to do. So they have it in their mind that I want to cook these beef short ribs. And then if for some reason that video doesn't come together or that video is going to take too much time or they're not going to be able to get to that till the weekend, there's all these days in between where you could just do, whatever it is, any simple, like, okay, so I just did a corn chowder video. You know, that's a video that really doesn't take much effort. Knock that out in the meantime. Too many people are waiting around to get this grand production, and they're getting paralysis by analysis. And if there's one thing I can tell anybody that is doing YouTube videos is you can overthink the hell out of this and overthink yourself right out of YouTube, trying to make everything perfect and do all that. So not saying don't try to be, put out good content, but if you overthink it, you can overthink yourself out of a video. I've done it myself. Well, James, okay. Cooking with James. He's in, you see him over here in the comment section. I used to have a theory, and people would always, so a lot of times newer YouTube channels will call me and we'll talk about things, and they'll be like, you know what, asking different questions. And one of my philosophies was there's no such thing as a bad video. Get that content up. Boy, you put up a chicken video was so burnt. That was like the only one I gotta say. I might not have rocked that one out. Just joking, James. Anyway, you're my boy. Anyway. Anyway, seriously, even that video, no content is bad content. James said he's dropping another chicken video tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. Go subscribe to his channel. See if he redeems himself. But before you look at what he's putting out tomorrow, go look at his chicken video from a couple weeks ago, so you know what he's redeeming himself for. So, you know what? Shrimp and lobster, to me, I would eat, maybe not lobster. Lobster can get expensive, but I get pretty decent shrimp out here. And I don't do a lot of shrimp videos just because nobody's checking for it. I've done tons of shrimp videos, and they sit around like a stale fart. So I've kind of backed off on those. But, I'd eat shrimp. We get the, I'd go to this little Sprouts market here. They got the little 13, 15 count shrimp. Throw it up. I could do it in the air fryer. I could fry it. I could grill it, saute it. I could make shrimp sandwiches, shrimp biscuits, shrimp Creole, shrimp touffee, and nobody checks for shrimp recipes. I don't know why. Well, I'm not a mukbang channel. I tried to do that because somebody was asking me to do a channel like that, and I tried to do it, and I just personally feel a little, it's bad enough eating at the end of my videos, but I feel a little goofy doing like the whole, mukbang thing. So, maybe I don't know. If you like getting your mukbang on, go check out my girl, The Road to Good Cooking, or Chat and Chew would be her mukbang channel name. Run over there and check her out. She's eating what she's cooking. So that's some good stuff. She called me earlier today, and I told her, you know what, I haven't had a chance to watch it because I've been too busy watching some other stuff. But Chat and Chew, check it out. If you like mukbangs or mukbang, whatever you call it, go check her out. I'm having a hard enough time reading this stuff to drop any links in any descriptions. But if you type in Chat and Chew, boom, that's her channel. So, man, I know you guys are getting bored because I ain't got, I'm not, I'm just. There you go. Or, subscribe. This is what I want you to do. Don't go to Chat and Chew. You can if you want. go to the Road to Good Cooking, because she's tried to abandon that channel and just get on this whole little eating thing. Go subscribe to the Road to Good Cooking. And when you're over there, tell her to start cooking some more stuff and throwing it up on that channel. That's what I need. Josie, get cooking. I know it's easy to sit around and, you know, smack on some ribs or whatever, but get cooking. Subscribe to both channels. Webby, what's up? So I'm assuming that nobody on this chat is, you know, in their running and gunning days, going out partying on a Friday night, stuff like that. Because back, you know, in my 20s, early 30s, I would just now be getting ready to go out. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't be going out for another 3 hours. So I know you guys are some old farts here hanging out with me right now. So I'm trying to get to some of these other YouTube channels. You know, I just met with Mike at Everyday Barbecue a while back, whenever that was. Fuck, I can't remember. September or something. Anyway, went out to go see him. I need to get out to San Diego anyway, so been trying to hook up with some people out in that Southern California area. Oh, you know what? Anyway, Cooking with James, that cornstarch is the bomb on air fried chicken or shrimp, stuff like that. That's my go-to stuff. Anyway, need to get... Girl. Anyway, so I need to get out to San Diego. So there's some people I want to meet up when I go out there. Smoked turkey, you know what? I'm going to agree with that. I have a bunch of turkey videos up there. And if you look at any of my turkey videos, I say that my oven turkey video is no balut. My turkey videos are... the oven ones are my favorite ones, so I kind of agree with that. But I do have some smoked turkey videos out there. But yeah, I don't, you know, I'm not one of these barbecue guys that thinks that everything that you need to cook needs to be smoked. At some point, that stuff gets a little tiring. You know, I put up a video on some broccoli, and somebody's like, I bet that would taste good if it was smoked, you know, or, you know, whatever. I mean, everything doesn't need to be smoked, like, you know. So, man, I'm just telling you, smoked turkey has its place, but I'm not going to say that, you know, I think it's a more specific, like if you break out an oven turkey, especially if you follow my 425 high temperature turkey, method, nobody's going to complain about a regular oven turkey. Whereas no matter how good your smoked turkey is, or even a fried turkey, you know, there's going to be, it's just more consistent. There's going to be more people that like a regular turkey than like a fried turkey or like a smoked turkey or whatever. So, you know, I like them however you know, a bunch of different ways, but if you're going to say what the best turkey, see, we're about to get into YouTube right quick. Okay. So here's the problem with a lot of YouTube content creators is they think that, you know, everybody falls in this category. I do, everybody does, but a lot of people feel like they need to come up with some, like, sometimes the basic stuff is what you could say. I'm telling you, you could say the best turkey is smoked. And you know what? There's a bunch of best things out there that ain't getting no views. So, you know, you can cook whatever you want to cook. Not that turkey would be one of them. But you know what? The best broccoli is done a certain way, and you know what? You could go ahead and post that video and get about 0 views on it. So sometimes it's not what the best is. Sometimes it's the best video that people want to see. So you can do what you want to do. I'm just telling you, that's something that some people need to kind of look at when they're posting these videos, is that it's not always what you like. Hell, I like a whole bunch of stuff that I don't cook on my channel just because nobody's going to be checking for it. I already told you I don't cook a lot of shrimp. I mean, as much as I actually eat, because nobody's checking for it. I might do the video or something like that, and I know right off the bat it's not going to get any views. I know when I do some flambe stuff, nobody's going to be checking for it. You know, so do I think it's great? Yeah. But, you know, sometimes you got to, like, you know, sometimes you have to balance that stuff out. So, and cooking with James, my mother-in-law only eats dry oven turkey. You know what? Let's get into this whole turkey thing. And actually, maybe you should smoke turkey stuff for shrimp. You know, the funny thing about it is I probably have more turkey videos up than you have actual videos up. But here's the thing. Turkey videos, let's talk about that right now. So cooking a turkey at 425 degrees, and people are always like, that's too hot for turkey, you know, whatever. If you cook a turkey at 425 degrees, think of the opposite effect of cooking beef jerky. You're cooking the turkey so fast, it doesn't have a chance to dry out. So when I'm actually cooking a turkey at 425 degrees, I actually will cook it to 170, 172 degrees because it's not going to be able to, it's not going to have the time to push that moisture out. If you smoke a turkey, which I've seen people smoke turkeys at 225 degrees for 8 hours, and you know what happens? It dries out. You know why it dries out? Because it's had time to dry out. If you cook it at 425 degrees, it's impossible for a turkey to dry out. The only downfall to cooking turkey at 425 degrees is if you're not paying attention and you don't wrap the wings. And that's really just an appearance thing. Almost like your burn up chicken, as a matter of fact. It cooks so fast it can't dry out. So that's my rant for this Thanksgiving. I will be doing a turkey video coming up, but you know, if you haven't done a turkey at 425 degrees, I got put up on this in 2007. I was looking at, 425 degrees. You know what? Go check out my turkey videos. All 500 or all, if you combine them, 2 million views on them. Go check those out. But, you know, those, it's impossible to overcook it. So that's going to be my, you know, advice for this Thanksgiving. If you haven't cooked a turkey hot and fast, do it. In 2007, I was skeptical about it. I didn't know anything about YouTube. I went to Google and typed in how to cook a Thanksgiving turkey. It was like maybe the first year me and my wife were having our first Thanksgiving. So I was trying to come up with something different. Found that on like the Betty Crocker. Type in Betty Crocker hot and fast turkey. I think that was the recipe. Been doing that ever since. I brined and injected it. Not done either. Seasoned it, whatever. 425. I'm telling you, I've never come up with a bad turkey on that. Anyway, go check out my turkey videos and tell me you know, there have been some turkey videos I got creative with that didn't turn out well, but those weren't because the method. They were because I was citrus glazing it or doing shit just because I was bored. I cooked, you know, a few years ago, I was cooking 12 turkeys a year or 8 to 12 turkeys a year, and I got bored, tried different stuff. So anyway, try hot, fast turkeys. Anybody that doesn't agree with it, even if you throw it on the smoker, I got a hot and fast turkey on the kettle grill. Cooked that at 450 degrees, 425 degrees, and that came out great. Anyway, type in hot and fast turkey then and see what shows up. And I'm just telling you, if you want to do something different than the everyday, you know, and I'm going to throw a turkey in and rub some stuff under the skin and throw it in the oven at 370, 320, whatever temperature people do. And then, you know, sit around, you know, where everybody's starving, you know, when's the turkey going to be done? You know, boom. Holler at your boy. I got you set up Thanksgiving. And if you go to those turkey videos, you have a lot of people that have never cooked that method that are like running their mouth saying it's, you know, same thing, you know, that's too hot or that's, you know, whatever. But keep going through those comments. You're going to see people, I tried it. It was the best turkey ever. Thanks for putting me up on this turkey recipe. Boom, boom, boom. I'm telling you. Okay, James, here you go. Boom. So, it is cheap whiskey squirt. That's what I'm saying. See, some people don't understand how strong that is right there, but, you know, boom, takes masculinity to rock that pinky like that. And I don't think there's anybody in this chat that has, you know, there have been people ask me, what do I think about the Traeger, or, you know, feel that, you know, kind of what I feel about the Camp Chef and the Traeger. And if you're into smoking, barbecue, you're into pellet grills, I actually sold that Traeger. And there was no reason, you know, I'm done with, you know, not that there were any obligations anyway to do anything, but I did sell that Traeger. What is up, Christy? I was waiting around just for you to get in here. So I did sell the Traeger. So I have 2 of these pellet smokers left, and I was gonna do an actual smoked turkey on one of these, you know, pellet smokers, but you know, I'm just gonna do the one in the oven, and I'll probably be done. I've already done one on the Traeger. Or I think I've done one on pellet grill, done one on pit barrel cooker, done one on the Weber Smoky Mountain, done a few in the oven, done one on the Weber kettle grill. I mean, I'm just not sure that there's a need to do more. I'm going to do this one in the oven coming up. I may do one on the grill or smoker just because, you know, people want to do it smoke for some reason. But yeah. Christie's Barbecue Channel, that is somebody else that needs to I've heard people refer to barbecue pit boys as crooks. Why do people refer to them as crooks? You know what? I've never really liked the barbecue pit boys because it seems a little fake to me, to be honest with you. And that's just personally. So there's a lot of people that like them, and, you know, so obviously I'm in the minority. To me, they seem a little contrived. Why people call them crooks, and I've only known this from hearsay, but I've heard that somebody has gone to the barbecue pit boys, came out with this little product. I think it was like a Santa Maria grill, asked them to test it out, and they took that product to Mexico and had it built and started selling it on their own. So that's just what I've heard. I don't know anything about them. I just know that, you know, they have obviously a better YouTube channel than me, but they seem a little, you know, they seem a little fake. So no, I'm not really, you know, I'm not really down with the barbecue pit boys, you know. I mean, I could be out there, you know, I mean, I've probably watched maybe 2 of their videos all the way through, and, you know, I hate to be throwing shade on anybody because, yeah, there's plenty of people saying the same thing about my channel, but to me, that does not seem authentic at all. I mean, they come up with good ideas. That I'm going to give them because they came up with a bunch of good ideas that a bunch of people have done, whether it be beer can burgers or, you know, some of these other different things. But to me, it's just like, I doubt if you go talk to them people, they sound that goddamn country in real life. You know, so to me, it just seems a little fake. So I don't know. Well, thanks, Heavy Metal Barbecue. As a matter of fact, Heavy Metal Barbecue, that's somebody else to check out. If you're looking for somebody to come up with some different techniques or different, not techniques, but different modifications on grills and stuff like that, that's your boy. So check out Heavy Metal Barbecue. And Heavy Metal Barbecue has about the oldest electric knife in the world. I was thinking about trying to find one of those on Craigslist because he puts that thing to work. Well, Christy, you probably wouldn't think they sound country because you sound more country than them, but you're authentic. And actually, Lloyd makes you sound like you're an English scholar, so I don't know. All right, Cooking with Webby. They're from Connecticut. See, I would have never known that. And like I said, I don't really watch them. I was pretty neutral about the Barbecue Pit Boys. I was pretty neutral to them until I heard of them stealing this idea and then selling it on their own. So then that kind of changing things. So I never knew they were from Connecticut. So that makes it even seem more unauthentic. Well, not the. You know what? I mean, people can barbecue everywhere. I mean, people think you can only barbecue in Texas, Kansas City, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia. You know, so I mean, you could barbecue wherever, but that whole like shtick that they do, the whole, you know, come on down and let's cook some ribs on. Now, what you're going to need here is some good old wood. Now, it doesn't really matter what kind of wood you use. You can go ahead and use plywood as long as it gets some smoke on it. Anyway. That's enough of that. I think they actually said plywood in one of their videos. So that's the reason I said that. No, I'm not going to do my next video like that. The last thing I need is for them to come hating on my channel because I was like giving my opinion on, you know, not that they would anyway, but I can't. Now that I've heard they're from Connecticut, it even makes it, or if that's where they're at, it even makes it a little bit more kind of, anyway. I don't know what kind of plywood. I swear to God, they mentioned it in the video because somebody, let's see, somebody mentioned it to me and I went and saw the video. This is like a few years ago. What's this now? Diane, you're talking about, I need you to see this. I don't know what you're talking about, Diane. Guilty 718. Now, I told you that I watched some trucker channels out there, and Guilty 718. Now, I'm going to tell you, there's a few trucker channels I watch that are a little bit kind of, you know, I got to keep mine PG. I'm not PG in real life. I cuss more than anybody I know. But Guilty 718 is a trucker, and he's one of the trucker channels I watch, and to be a trucker channel, because a lot of these trucking channels, they don't do and since I'm talking about trucker channels, I'm gonna cuss just a little bit. Most of those trucker channels don't do shit but talk about, you know, whatever they're doing. He actually has some editing in it, and his t-shirt game is like on point, selling t-shirts. As a matter of fact, I was about to steal his idea. I might have to talk to him about some of that down the road because I don't want to just, you know, completely steal his shit. But I'm telling you, Guilty 718, he is hilarious. He's one of the YouTube trucker channels I watch. So if you're looking for some funny stuff to watch, check him out. Can I do a video on how to make store-bought cookies? Well, I can refer you to a channel that's put out a video like that for some Halloween pumpkin cookies. That might be a little bit more simple than I might try to knock out on my own, but anyway. So, you know, if Guilty's in the house, say what's up, Guilty. I'm telling you, between you and some of these other guys, you know what, Guilty, I'm gonna actually address you a little bit more here in a little bit, but if you look at this cube steak video, I did a video specifically for truckers, and if there's one thing that truckers need, it's not a crock pot, it's not, you know, a lot of this stuff that, you know, I've seen a lot of truckers use. It's a pressure cooker, because you can actually fry stuff in the pressure cooker, and you could use it like a crock pot, and you don't have to worry about the lid falling off and all this different kind of stuff. But anyway, I'm telling you, Guilty, you almost have your boy out there ready to go, you know, go sign up and go run for Prime or something like that. Not because, you know, I mean, I could do it on my own terms. I'm trying to keep my voice low because I don't want my wife hearing this, but you know, I could do it on my own terms. It's not like I need the money or anything like that. I'd just be doing it just to get a little bit of, you know, you guys make it look so fun out there. Anyway, that's enough of that. So Guilty's one of them truckers out there, got a banging YouTube channel, selling all kind of merchandise. I was like looking at some of this stuff and I was just like, he's got it going on. Anyway, Guilty. That's what's up. I'm telling you, don't be going and watching Guilty if you don't, you know, for some of you guys out there, he might throw the, and I'm going to say it like this, he might throw the N-word around out there a little bit more than some of you guys might be used to, so you got to know that before you go over there. But I'm telling you, he's hilarious. But yeah, as a matter of fact, and you know, a lot of these trucking channels, I don't necessarily reply or comment on a lot of their videos. I remember, you know, I was watching Guilty 718 since he was like in trucker school. Like when he first went to trucker school and didn't, I think he may not have made it at first, and then he went back, and then I think he went to trucker school, failed because he couldn't, like, he kept stalling out his truck, and then he went back, and then he did it, and then he was driving for a few different companies. Anyway, he's hilarious. And actually, I mean, some good editing for a trucker channel. You know, there's a few trucker channels out there. Guilty's going to know one of them I'm talking about because he's had a little bit of beef with them. And that's the beauty of trucker channels. They actually have like real life, like beefs going on. So it's not like cooking channels. They actually have like some like beefs going on that. So it's almost like watching Real Housewives of, you know, North Carolina or East Carolina, whatever. But anyway, see, I'm getting excited about them trucker channels because that stuff is like hilarious. But man, what was I gonna say about Guilty? Anyway, you know, I've kind of followed him through his trucking career, and you know, it's been entertaining. And like I said, it's kind of almost got me to the point where almost got me to the point where I'm almost thinking about going and knocking out some truck driving, hitting them switches. Anyway. Red's Barbecue and Pizzeria. You know what? I always got to say what's up to my Marine Corps friends out there. So Red, Red's one of them channels, sometimes, Red puts out some good meat. I think, YouTube goes through these little different kind of fads, so we went through the Weber Smoky Mountain fad and everybody had that. And then it was, different fads. And, lately it's been the Blackstone Griddle. And I think Red was the one that brought this whole picanha thing out. So he's kind of at the forefront of that style of cooking. So I got to give him props for that. Now, sometimes them videos might stretch out a little bit longer than I may have time for, but definitely notice what is going on with that. So. Again, when did you get out of the Marines, Red? Put that down there. I got out in 91. I know you're a little young buck. And for Guilty 718, I've kind of been around this trucking thing. Not really, more so in the past. But one of my boys, 2004. I got out in 91. And one of my boys I was in the Marines with got out in 91 and became a trucker. So he's been kind of doing it since 91. You know what? I'm not sure if I can get you laid, but if you hook up that food the way, me and some of my boys are laying it down on YouTube, you can't go wrong. I'm telling you. And somebody's loving lot lizards. You can't go wrong with those, I'm assuming. Might get killed trying to mess with it, but whatever. All right, Guilty. I'm not rolling like you, okay? I'm one of those guys. I keep it cheap. $1 saved is $1 earned. So this is like $6 whiskey with some squirt. Now the squirt takes it up another notch right there. So squirt makes anything good. So that's what we're rolling with right there. But some of you guys just came in. I never knew Mason was that big of a celebrity. I've had people ask where Mason's been in some of my recent videos because he's not been in a lot of them. But Mason's kind of, Mason's got his little job going on. He's like trying to become an electrician and he's doing that whole thing. So he's not home a lot of times when I'm filming these videos. And Mason just turned 21 today, so I don't know if his sister's taking him out to get drunk or whatever. But that's the case with him. And for those of you guys that just came in that missed my Q&A, I'm going to squeeze this video down tomorrow, just the Q&A, but I'll be 50 next Friday. I'll be 50, so definitely keeping it old on that. I've always, man, that's old as fuck. But anyway, I'll be 50 next Friday. And Booger, the only reason I'm running this long is because I figured since I stayed up last 63, that's what's up. You know what? It may not be that old, but I feel that old. That's the thing. I could tell you a little story about that red, but I'm not going to do that on this channel right here. Well, of course, Dan, you're living out there in Nebraska and all that good air. Of course, I mean, shit, you might live to be 110 out there. I don't know about that, Josie. I'm going to tell you, 50 seemed, I mean, I was feeling 50 when I was like 42, so I'm finally catching up to that. I mean, I haven't got much worse, but I've felt the same way for about the last 8 years. And Christy, she doesn't, you know, the only thing old about Christy is Lloyd. You know, and Christy, that's one thing I can't put that together. I see you and Lloyd, and then I look at, so, you know, Christy, she was into all that hip hop and, you know, Cover Girls, Expose, Lisa, you know, all that 80s kind of hip hop and R&B and stuff. And then I see Lloyd, and I'm like, I can't put those two together. I can't put those two together. Like, you know, damn, Lloyd is young, but I still don't see him listening to no Tupac or any of the other stuff you're listening to. So I don't know what he does while you're getting tattoos listening to Snoop Dogg. But please tell me, I mean, okay, what has Lloyd listened to some Tupac in the recent future or in the recent past? Oh, Lisa was a jam. Shoot. Baby, I know you're wondering why I won't go over to your place. Yeah. Oh, yeah, BBD. Oh, shoot, head to toe. Shoot, that reminds me back in, you know, the drinking age used to be 18 in Colorado back in the days when I was in high school. So we'd be going to the club and the teachers be there. And I remember dancing with the teacher. She didn't even know that I was like a student. I just knew her from high school, and I was dancing to, I don't think it was Head to Toe, but it was one of those songs that was out back then. But yeah. Oh, shoot, I look good for 50. Shoot, you know what? When I was 40, I was actually in good shape. So that's the problem. I still think, you know, other than some bags under my eyes, you know, I don't think I have, you know, I really don't have no forehead wrinkles, you know, really don't have any eye wrinkles, anything like that. But, well, I've been gaining weight like you can't believe. So I need to cut that shit back. But, that's the pain of getting old is the weight. Man, jam on it. Man, Chris, you weren't even an embryo when that song came out. I think I was like in 7th grade when that song came out. So that had to put you like, that had to be like 82, 83, something like that. Yep, I'm wearing a onesie. Well, I don't actually wear a onesie, but I would if somebody sent me one that said no hippie barbecue on it. Again, for those of you guys who just came in, I'm going to be having a giveaway coming up. I have some marinade from Sabas marinade. I'm going to be giving that away to 2 different people. And Christy, I got some trucker hats for you or for somebody of your ilk. We're going to have 2 winners. So one winner is going to win this. All right, so we got these little hippie barbecue hats. And so, you know, that's going to be, we're going to break these into two people. So one's going to win one hat and this, and then one's going to win the hat and that. And then I might have a t-shirt. I might have to hold on to one of them t-shirts because those t-shirts are kind of fly. So I might have to hold on to one of those. So we're going to see what we're going to do with them t-shirts. But Hippie BBQ, if you're not up with them, check them out. Or Barbecue Hippie on Instagram. They sent me that stuff after I bought a gang load of t-shirts from them because I was like, those are fly. So you've been seeing that bright green one in some of the videos, I'm sure. All right, see you guys later. You know, I haven't tried a company's Carolina Q, but I did make some Eastern Carolina barbecue sauce and did that on some ribs, and that was the bomb. And tomorrow morning, I got a video up. I went to go hang out with my boy Mike at, he has a Facebook page called The Kettle Cookers. Went and hung out at his house with a few other people. Cooked some, he was doing a competition rib cook. No, I didn't break dance, but hold on a second. I was getting my little hopping down. Anyway, went over to his house. They were doing competition ribs, and since they were doing those, I stepped outside the box and did some kind of honey garlic ginger type ribs. So that video is going to go up tomorrow. If you have a kettle grill, and I think Christy's on that page, tell them, Christy, the Kettle Cookers on Facebook, they got a good Facebook page. So I'll be posting a video being over at the guy that started that page's house tomorrow. Shut up, Christy. Anyway, so that is that. Answer some questions earlier. Sometime tomorrow, I'm going to break this video down into something a little bit shorter for anybody that didn't see the question and answer, because I had a few people asking questions about different things. And I bet $50 Lyle can do a killer moonwalk. Okay, you know, I can't do a moonwalk, but what I will tell you, see, when I went to high school, and somewhere if you look at some of my older videos, I think if you go to a video of mine that says something about No Hippie Barbecue, something like that, there's a picture of me in like 1985 or something like that. And I had the little, the Jerry curl, and I had the little bow tie with the, and back then, I would go to school and they had the little jackets, like the Michael Jackson kind of jackets, but they weren't as, it's hard for me to explain. They were more dressed up, but then they did have the little buttons where you could flip up the thing. So you'd have like a red jacket and then you flip it up and you have a little black here. And then they had the little pants where you could like unsnap a few of them and snap them the other direction and be a little black there. I was definitely getting down with some of that craziness back in the day. And I don't mind, listen, Christy, Josie, I'm not like these other people. I don't mind I haven't read anything about or seen any comments that are negative, but you guys know I get down on people that leave them stupid ass comments on my videos. As a matter of fact, Diane was too afraid to mention it earlier. Christy, if you remember what I said to one of the people that left a stupid comment on my channel, could you please leave it in the comments so I don't have to say it? Man, Booger, I'm not even, I go in on mine, No, I'm talking about some people would leave some stupid comments. I don't mind if people are just like, you know what, I might have done it like this. Yeah, go ahead and do it. Or, you know what, when people start getting personal, talking about like personal stuff, then I got a problem with it. And somebody went there. But when people start getting personal, then I have a problem with it. So if you say something, if you say my cooking's not good or this or that, but as soon as you start talking about personal shit or my family or stuff like that, then I'm coming at you, and I will go find you. I will find you on Facebook, or I will find you somewhere. And that's what people don't realize. They have a photo up and don't realize I can like image search that photo and find it, so I can come back with a bunch of personal stuff on you. So kind of similar to that, Christy. Wasn't exactly what I said, but that's the point. I think it might have been like somebody had said, I wish you would have, or how did they put it? They had some advice for me about something stupid, personal, and then my advice was to ask his dad. If you read Christy's comment that's right here, his advice, my advice to him was to ask his dad to go back in time and then do what Christy said in that thing right there. That's a good one too, Bob. Any of that stuff is, but a lot of times people feel like they have a little bit too much leeway, leaving some of these comments that they leave. And I think they think that people are going to leave that alone. So, when they find somebody that actually will take the time to find the information to come back on them a little bit in a more personal level than they were thinking about, then that kind of shuts them up a little bit. So for you trolls out there, if you happen to be trolling on my page right now, which I don't see any, don't have a name that I can look up. Don't have a picture that I can Google image. You want to be untraceable if you're going to leave some stupid stuff on my page. Period. And I don't necessarily just do it for me. I do it for all the YouTube channels that are getting trolled out there that don't have the time or the energy to do it on their own. Or, in Christy's case, they're too nice to do it. I'm doing it for all the unspoken people out there. Dang, so it's about time for that onesie. I don't know. I mean, it looks like, shoot, I can keep rolling, but I wasn't sure if you guys are really wanting to. Is anybody wanting to go longer? If you are, I can go out and refresh my cup and we can keep going. If not, we could shut this down. All right, you know what? I'm going to drag this computer. We're going to go for a little while. And while we're doing this, let's come into my kitchen because I have people saying, why is it so echoey in your kitchen? Things are a little messy around here, so don't worry about that. But see this right here? Here's my kitchen. That's got to be, how many feet would you say that is? 30, 35 feet. So we got all this over here. So this is where you see me film right here. Boom. So this thing right here, this goes from that has to be probably 10.5 feet. And it goes up and up and up. And then you're coming up to this. So that's going up to about 30 feet. And then if you look at the opposite side over here, so, then you have all this. And then you come into our living room. And I'm not getting you, so you don't have to worry about it. It's ceiling again. So you got all this ceiling. So that's why things are echoey, and that's kind of why it sounds lighting is a little jacked up to some degree. So hopefully that explains some of the stuff. Now we're about to go out to my garage, get a little something to drink right quick. You know what I mean? You know what? I don't even know how to change lights. My wife does that. She's good at that. So I don't, she has some tool. So we're going to have to come in here. You guys can see what's in my garage refrigerator. Got all kinds of goodness in here for some upcoming cooks. Let's see if you guys can see in there. I don't know. Anyway, we got some salmon in there. Some tuna. Let me sit this on my car real quick. This ice up in here. I'm about to show you this extremely nice whiskey I got going on. Bang! You can't beat that right there. Kentucky Deluxe. Anybody from Kentucky in the house? So we got that in. This is like a little recipe. Got that in, boom. Gonna hit it with a little bit of that squirt. Can't beat squirt. That's what I'm talking about. All right. That's a wrap. There you go. I do want to show you something right quick, okay? So here goes a picture that my daughter made. Now, or she painted. I'm trying to get her to use her talents to do what she can to get out the house because she's been a little lackadaisical about things. But take a look at this painting right here. Now, it's a little narcissistic because it's a picture of her, so I don't know how many people are going to do that. But bang. Look at that. That's some talent right there, right? That's a horrible picture.
It is not.
All right, can anybody, okay, we're going to keep it real. So, Josie, if you're still on the line, you know that when we were talking earlier today, I said that I keep it real. Now, I'm going to tell you this right now. Here, I'm going to show this picture my wife is holding. Now, my wife thinks this is a good picture. Just because my daughter painted this shit doesn't mean I think it's a good picture. That's a horrible picture.
It is not.
It's a bad picture. I could do that shit. Anyway.
Really?
No, I can. What's that? Squiggly lines?
Liar.
You know what? Just because your daughter painted doesn't mean it has to be a good picture. It looks like shit. Just so you know. The other picture is great. Love it. Hang it up. And as soon as Christy said it's art, that means exactly what I thought it means. Anytime somebody calls something art, means it's not good. All right, so let's see. I already said it was a good picture. I wouldn't have shown that one. Just because she fell off and painted some shit I could paint doesn't mean that she's not a great artist. All right, so thank you, Bob. The best thing about that kitchen you did not get a chance to see. It is that, as a matter of fact, I might have to walk you in here because people that don't know, you might want to ask somebody. The best thing isn't the stainless steel appliances, not, the granite countertops, is none of that stuff. It is the littlest thing in the world that nobody would ever think of, which is the best thing I like about this kitchen. Let me just scroll through these comments real quick and I will show you. All right. I'm going to show you the best thing about this kitchen right now. And I don't know what the state of the kitchen is or what's going on in the sink right now, but this here is the best thing about this kitchen right here. So you got this like industrial kind of, handle, but boom, see this right here? That one sink. Not the little split up sink. Y'all, you barbecuing guys, you could throw your grill grates in there, all that stuff. This thing has enough power right here to, knock. I mean, this is the best part about the kitchen. Not this, not anything else. That is the best. As a matter of fact, that might be the best thing about the house. I love that thing. So anybody out there thinking about getting their kitchen redone, go with that one sink. Don't go with the two. I don't know if it's called a farm sink or not, because those sinks even seem bigger than this one. This is like it's a one sink. I guess you could call it that, but it's kind of a one sink thing. But it doesn't come out as far as some of those other ones that I've seen. But those divided sinks, those cost some. That is hard cleaning some grates, or if you have anything barbecue related to clean, it's just a nightmare with those two sides. So anyway, shoot, I'm wearing out some of you late night people right now.
Excuse me, Penny.
Yeah, about being ugly with the whole masterpiece thing. Yeah. Okay, Red, I see your comment about it's abstract, but that is too. Okay?
I'm above you?
Well, it could be whatever it is, but at least that's... Anyway, it doesn't matter. My wife thinks that's a good painting. I guess I don't.
It's been hanging up in my office, and people love it.
See, my wife works around people that don't keep it as real as me, and they're going around saying that it's some nice artwork, and my daughter does do good artwork. That right there, and a few, I can't just not keep it real. That artwork she did, that's great. That squiggly line thing that she did is not great. So sorry, people at your work, say it just because they like you. And Nigel, you know what? people keep mentioning Nigel, and Nigel is like, I think damn near everybody that has a YouTube channel has Nigel that's supporting them. So Nigel, I do want to at least, throw that out there and say that we do appreciate that. Somebody in here said something about me having a stainless steel refrigerator in the garage. That was by accident, to be honest with you. I didn't want to have a stainless steel in the garage. I wanted to sell it, and nobody was buying it for what it was close to being worth, so I just kept it. Those stainless steel refrigerators actually don't hold insulation as well as the cheap white ones that you would find. So in the winter, it does have a tendency to kind of over freeze, so I got to turn it down a lot in the winter. So I just have that out there because nobody was going to buy it, and I wasn't just going to give it away. So and my wife, I don't know why she doesn't get any videos. She needs to get in videos.
Because you just don't let me just do. You're too busy trying to direct me and boss me.
Motherfucker, if the video's ready, I say come and get in the video. I don't, it's that easy. It doesn't have to be about bossing. Anyway, she has to get all ready to do this shit and, whatever. So I'm not doing all that. What is the painting behind me? I don't know. It's just some random dude.
We just need to do our own little comedy hour. Let's just let us verbally spar.
You know what? I do have some actual. I do have some actual. This is okay. I do actually have some. What's up, Kiwana? I do actually have some like really decent artwork around here. That's like worth some money and shit. Not because I'm like that, but I happen to do a loan for a. I happen to do a loan for a guy that was a pretty famous artist, and every time I did a loan, he would give me. As a matter of fact, let's go take a look at that. He would give me a painting, so I would, I ended up with a few of his paintings, and then there's a girl. Okay, if you look at my last brisket video, and I'm not asking everybody to go check out my videos, but there's a girl. There's a brisket video that I have titled "The Best Oven Brisket I've Ever Tasted," and there's a girl that I'm at her house doing this recipe, and I bought one of these paintings from her to kind of give her a little bit of dough. And it's a famous artist that's, actually bought it for pretty cheap. So, let's go take a look at some of this. So the artwork that I bought is, not that I bought, was given to me, is this guy right here. I don't know. By artist by the name of Witold Kaznowski. Anyway, he did the artwork for the Auschwitz concentration camp stuff in Europe. Anyway, he lives in Denver. He gave me that. And while we're at it, see these Liberace lights up here? My wife bought those.
Yeah.
She picked those out. These are Liberace mode. All right, so we got that. And then this right here, this was given to where I bought that from that girl that, go check out my best oven brisket. That's the lady that gave that to me. And then two more from this artist that, that gave me the other one. So that's just some little kids staring at I don't know, whatever he's staring at, an umbrella, some shoes, and a hat. I guess he's trying to grow into something. And then this was the first one I got, and this might be his most famous. This is a lithograph here. That's a G Clay, but this might be his most famous artwork right here. So anyway, enough of that. That's some hippie shit. My wife, does she have a channel? Yeah. My wife is over there sitting down. Sitting down on the couch. She ain't trying to see that.
Gidget on my iPad.
She's watching Gidget, and that lets you know how old she is. Oh, let's see. So anyway, that's that, I guess that would kind of fall into the lines, of things you don't know about me. And actually, this is the first year that I've even since we moved into this house, it's like the first time that I've even allowed to put any artwork on the walls. Actually, we did a little bit at the other house, but my whole philosophy was, just not trying to settle into anything that wasn't going to be the final place. And this may not be the final place either, because there's too many. Every time I turn around, this is a ranch house, but there's stairs everywhere. Got to take the dogs out. Got to run down the balcony. Got to go put some wood in the offset smoker. Got to run down the stairs. So that's going to get pretty old at 60, 70, whatever. So it probably won't be that long. I don't know about that, Christy. What's up, Sal? Hey, your t-shirt should be there within the next couple of days. Got those in the mail. It actually took a day longer because I didn't realize that your address was, Terrace as opposed to whatever it was. So I had to go back the next day and get that in. But that's out in the mail. You're going to be 100% hippie-fied here soon. Kiwanis Kitchen, you know what? I am always down for a collab, but I got to knock out the ones that I got sitting on the back burner right now. I kind of got behind on stuff and wasn't able to do it. But shoot, you like soul food, cooking, black women, boy, you guys got more subs than, shoot, I'd do one tomorrow. I just got to kind of do it in order because I know you guys are banging it out. Between you and, shoot, you guys are killing it. So, yeah, Kiwana, we're definitely going to get down on that. I just got 2 I need to get out of the way, and then we're going to get up on that. And, Sal, you know what? Take your time on that. Send that to anybody. I'm trying to go through some of the stuff I got. Not that I won't, try it out. Man, I'm just stacked up. So, yeah, so I try to promote as many new YouTube channels as I can, and sometimes it bites you, okay? So here's, sometimes it bites you. Let's just leave it like that. So I've never looked at a channel and said they don't have enough subscribers. I do, I've done collaborations with people that have had under 100 subscribers. So that's never been the case. But sometimes it does kind of come back on you. I'm Chinese. There you go, Sal. You know, okay, you know what, Sal? Here's the difference. Okay, am I tired or stoned? You know what? That's the difference between drinking 4% beer and some real shit. So there you go. I mean, I know you did get a little deep into your what was it, 6.4% APV on your Bud Weiser or whatever that was you drank today. That was getting up there, let me tell you. And yeah, you're right about that, Diane. Yeah, you know, look at the road to good cooking. She said, "You are an awesome supporter, brother Lyle. When I first started out with her, she had -4 subscribers." I'm joking. I'm joking. She's just somebody I want to tease, but you know, she's somebody I've done some collaborations with. I think she put me up on that sous vide chicken wings. And you know I'm joking, Josie. But that was a good collaboration. I like that. I think I've collaborated with Christy, Cooking with James, Josie, Booger. Shoot, let's go down the list. Papa Texas. I think I have. I'm not sure. Kiwana. Cooking with James. Shit, I might have collaborated with everybody in this damn feed that has a channel. Not hat on backwards. I haven't done that. I haven't done it with red yet. Shoot, a lot of people though. That's let's see. Beef brisket. You know, the next time I do a brisket, I might go see my boy Mike at the Kettle Cookers and do it at his house so everybody can see this ranch kettle grill a little bit more in action. If not, shoot, I just put up a brisket. I put up an oven-baked brisket. That was one of the best. You know, people are just like, everything has to be smoked. You know what? No. That brisket, if you type in like the best oven brisket I've ever tasted or whatever, that brisket, can't do no air fryer brisket. I don't care what anybody says. Now, Diane might be able to figure it out. I can't figure it out. I mean, you can cut it up into little pieces and do all that, but at some point, what's the use in doing it? But I just did a brisket, 14-hour brisket using the slow and sear on the 26-inch kettle. Don't fall for the brisket in the air fryer. It just, there's just certain things that just don't make sense. But yeah, so I might do my next brisket at his house, Mike's house. The Kettle Cookers on Facebook, do it at his house. And I think he was wanting to do it hot and fast, maybe like I've already done. See, you want to know why they call this No Hippie BBQ? I was cooking hot and fast brisket before it became even a fad. Go back and look at it. Now all of a sudden Harry Sue's coming out with this stuff, and he's a competition cooker. Give him credit for it. But I was putting that stuff out before. People were calling me stupid for cooking. You're stupid for cooking a brisket at 375, 415 degrees. You're stupid. Bang, knocked it out. Now he does it, and he's a genius. You know, so I guess, I don't know. What do I think about Harry Sue? You know, Harry Sue has a lot of knowledge, and the thing I like about Harry Sue more than anything is he's given credibility to a cooking technique that I was using that people were saying I was stupid for using back when I was using it. Nobody, at least I saw on YouTube, was doing briskets at the temperatures I was, and I wasn't always doing it. I was cooking briskets at regular temperatures, but I was cooking, you know, I did a few that were up in that high 3, low 4 area. People were calling me stupid. Now all of a sudden he does it, puts out a video on it. He's a fucking genius. You know, so he's at least giving credibility to that. What else? So, you know, we had the hot and fast wet age briskets. People are, man, when I was doing wet age briskets, when I first did it, oh, you're going to get sick. Oh, that's not, you know, so I was doing wet age briskets like way back 3 years ago when I first started, you know, kind of at the beginning of that. Now, all of a sudden, somebody else puts out a wet age brisket. Oh, that's genius. You know, so it's just some of the stuff that people are doing actually, I like seeing it because it makes me be able to point to credible people that actually compete that are using these techniques that I was showing years ago that people were saying I was stupid for doing. So anyway, sorry about that rant, but I had to get in on that one. Chrissy, you don't need to get any more kitchen gadgets. What you need to do is chill out. Cook with what you got. All right, guys, you know what? I know that, I mean, literally I could go all night. This has been fun. I did catch up on some of my sleep. I didn't wake up, as early as normal. My wife doesn't know that I wake up as early as I do. Sometimes she thinks that I'm not up as early as I do, but I did get up a little later than normal today. So I'm actually able to go, but I'm sure some of you guys, especially Christy, Booger, some of you guys, Josie, ready to kind of shut it down for the night. So I think that is going to be probably the best move to make right now. Cooking with James, you know what? You said you were going to call tomorrow. Call tomorrow. Yeah, Harry Sue is good. And, I think the thing I've always liked about Harry Sue, since we're talking about that, even before he had this YouTube channel and all that, was that he was never afraid to do outside the box stuff. So if you looked at some of the stuff he was cooking, it wasn't the traditional, just salt and pepper. It wasn't just like regular, flavor profiles for competition barbecue. So he always kind of got outside that box. So I've always liked him for that. And then I never really got into his cooking because he was on that show, Barbecue Pit Masters. Never really got into his cooking until he, kind of put himself on the cooking scene on YouTube. And then it kind of validated some of the cooking techniques that I had. So pretty soon he might do a hot and fast turkey at 425 degrees. And then everybody's going to say he's genius for that too. So it's good to have somebody that validates some of the stuff that you were doing. The magical slow cooker. I can't believe she's in the house. You know what? Boom. Listen, I'm going to tell you this right now. If you like slow, there's a few channels that I say you got to subscribe to. I mean, I love everybody. Subscribe to Christy, obviously Booger, all these people. Subscribing to the magical slow cooker is so easy. Her videos, 2 minutes. If she has a 3-minute video, that's a long video right there. And it's precise to the point. If you like it, boom, go down to the description, go to her, website, print out the recipe. Similar to that right there. Go print out her recipe and go knock it out. Can't be much easier than that. So I like it because, you know, with winter coming up, you know, my lighting is going to be a little bit jacked up. And you know what? I'm going to be getting into slow cooking, pressure cooking, sous vide a little bit more than normal because of the lighting. So I've been I've already kind of ripped, you know, I got that quiche recipe. So if you saw the quiche recipe I did, that was from her. Actually, I pulled it off our website because I was looking at another video, went to her website, but I got that from her, and she has like hundreds. So I'm saying, if you like slow cooking, I mean hundreds and hundreds of videos to take a look at. So check her out. So I'm just going to give a few shout outs right quick and kind of describe their channel for some of you people that don't know. Obviously, Booger 500 was the inspiration for me to buy my first air fryer, that active fry air fryer that was putting in good work, getting the brother some views along the way. You know, Papa Texas, you know, just a down home, like, you know, if I was white and was from Texas, he might be my grandfather. Go check him out. Christy's cooking channel, obviously, you know, any girl that can get down on that smoker and grill, got to get down with that. Magical slow cooker, we already went over all that. Slow cooking recipes for days. The Root Boy Cooks, my hippie brother from another mother out there. Cooking with James. Let's see. Okay, before you get to Cooking with James, we got Kiwana's Kitchen. If you're down with some soul food, bacon, grilling, sauteing, all that, you got to go run by her stuff. Cooking with James, new on the scene, all that kind of stuff. We just need to get him to start cooking earlier in the day, get that light going, all that good stuff. The road to good cooking. Let's get her off that mukbang and get her back in the kitchen, knocking out those delicious delights. She was out. She does sous vide, grilling. Man, as a matter of fact, she's like me, kind of, you know, she might do a little bit even more smoking and grilling than I do. She actually caters out in Las Vegas. If you live out there, go holler at your girl, get her to do your next event. And then the chat is moving a little bit too fast. I can't go much further than that. Soul food cooking, obviously. Got some good recipes there. Can never go wrong with soul food cooking. So those are some channels that I rock with right there. And that is about it. So Magical Slow Cooker. I am in Denver, Colorado, or right outside Denver, Colorado. And for those of you guys just came in, the first 7-8 minutes of this video are totally dedicated to just a question and answer thing. When this video is done, I'm going to cut this video down to just a Q&A, just because some people are asking, not that, you know, I'm famous or no shit like that, but just people have questions. So I was just like going to answer some of those questions. And I just want to pare it down so people aren't looking at this like, because sometimes I'll look at them, you know, 25, 35-minute videos, people will be putting down and just like, oh, man, I can't do it. So I'm going to try to cut it down a little bit. I'm using my computer, Christy. I was going to use my phone, but I didn't have it charged enough, so I'd have ran out of time. And shoot, if I'm correct, I think the Magical Slow Cooker is out of Oregon or something like that. Somewhere up in that, you know, northwest scenario. Okay, if you're asking when am I cooking with Daddy Cooks or Ray Mac, I don't know if you mean in person or not, but I've done multiple collaborations with Ray Mac and um, Daddy Cooks. You know, Daddy Cooks is somebody that I look at as like somebody that actually helped me a lot in the beginning. And I went over these channels that were inspirations to me. Daddy Cooks was one. Air fryer recipes with Booger 500 US before she was like actually big time and it was just Booger 500 US. She was one. Everyday barbecue. Smoking and grilling with AB, and these are just people that actually had impacts on my channel and just kind of things like that. There are obviously other people that I've had kind of more friendship type things with, cooking with Christy, firing a TNT barbecue, been out to my house twice, been out there once, you know. So there's people that are kind of friends, cooking with Jane, just different people, but the actual impact on the channel. Daddy Cooks and actually Ray Mac, I would have to say as well. He kind of, yeah, I'm gonna say Ray Mac as well. Actually, now that I think about it, and it was a little bit more subtle with Ray Mac. It was more kind of a philosophy than it was actual input. Booger, Lyle's helped my channel out tremendously. Really, what it was you just needed somebody to fly to promote your product. I got in there on that air fryer, and people were like, "Oh shoot, it's okay for me to cook with air fryer now. You could be cool and have an air fryer." Shoot, just joking, just joking. No, actually, shoot, that air fryer was definitely one of the turning points in my channel. And I think, there's a lot of people in here that don't have YouTube channels, but I think, if you think about some of the YouTube channels that you might watch, or if you have a YouTube channel, there's certain things that people have in their mind that they can't do. Oh, shoot. Hold on a second. I got to stop it right now. Okay, so I made a video a while back, and I was wearing a shirt that said, "Damn it, boy." The Grown Folks channel here, if you look in the chat, he is a trucker too. Now, listen, a lot of people that are watching my channel may not be down with anything as real as what's going on at the Grown Folks channel, because there's a lot of cussing going on over there, all that stuff. But he's a trucker, I'm telling you. He is somebody, I actually have Mason listen to some of the stuff that he says, because he's one of the people.
Yes, he does.
Yep, Andrew's telling you. He's one of the people that keeps it real, and he did a video, and I know this doesn't fit in with a lot of my viewers, but I'm going to mention it. He did a video on pimping your mama.
Pimping your mama.
And it was basically about you have kids living at home, or maybe not living at home, and they're going and asking, rather than working for their own money and doing all that, they're asking their mama for some money and, stuff like that. And, that was a video that, not that Mason does that, but I just had him listen to that video so he knew where I stood on situations that pertain with people that aren't him. So, anyway, that's like, I sent him out some cigars. He may not know this, but man, those weren't no cheap cigars. Boy, brother had to get in his pocket for those cigars. Anyway, if you like more rugged language and things like that, and you may want to get down on some, the Grown Folks channel, I'm telling you, as a matter of fact, I might even have to see if I could queue up some of this for you, and see if I can get a little of this in here for you, because He definitely does not sugarcoat anything. Man, I wish I knew the name of that video because it was a while back, but it wasn't as obvious as pimping your mom or anything like that. Shit. Anyway, hold up a second. I'm going to just see if I can find this video right quick. Oh, you know what? I think I might have found it. Forgive me for this. I'm just trying to promote another YouTuber, so don't hold this against me.
It's good at pimping your mama.
Oh, shoot. Hold on a second.
You're on your mama's cell phone bill. Huh? You ain't paying nothing. Now, I don't know if you know it or not. Maybe you ain't doing it intentionally, but that's pimping, motherfucker. Yes, sir. Now, keep your hands up. Keep your motherfucking hands up. Don't put it down. If you got your hands up, I want to ask you this. How many of you motherfuckers that got your hands up to pimp your mama ever asked your bitch for a motherfucking
Anyway,
dime?
like I said, he's going to keep it real on his channel. So, anyway, he's somebody, I mean, I get a good laugh. And sometimes you need to have like some reality like that to get a point across. So I will play some of his stuff for Mason just so he understands it. Because a lot of you guys don't know. I mean, I'm not the, you know, I do get a little raw. So I play that for Mason so he doesn't think that I'm the only one that actually talks like that to him or to anybody for that matter. So anyway, that is that. So if you guys see me wearing a shirt that says "Damn it, boy," and I was kind of hoping because he sent out the shirt. You know, as a matter of fact, I'm sure that you aren't done with that run on those shirts. You need to, like, first of all, get that logo bigger. The Grown Folks channel with, you know, your whole thing. Put that on the front and put the "Damn it, boy" in the back, but have the big old like Grown Folks channel thing on the front and kind of rock that like that. I'm telling you, that's what you need to do on that. He's one of those people who has a brother kind of, you know, getting a little intrigued in that trucker game. Yeah, Christy. See, Christy, you know, all you guys out there, if you happen to be still on here and you're subscribed to Christy's cooking channel, don't let that little Southern, like, you know, I'm a little, you know, Memphis Belle kind of like, you know, just a, you know, red, you know, I'm gonna just say redneck because I can't think of what to say, but Christy's cooking channel, boy, she knows. I'll say quotes from movies that nobody else will know, and she'll get them. I'll say quotes from Friday, she'll get it. You know, I'll say quotes from like all these different movies, you know, and she gets it. And you know, Christy's all, you know, about some of that urban hip hop. So don't go to her channel and think just because she's out there, you know, talking with that country drawl that she's not about that, you know, about that hip hop lifestyle, because she gets it in. So yeah, Christy is definitely one of those people that you may not know what you're getting when you watch her channel. She goes in a little bit deeper than what you would know. And Kiwana too. Kiwana, if she's still in here, Kiwana's Kitchen. Shoot, she had something going on last year with another cooking channel. I thought that was like the East Coast, West Coast rap beef going on with that. We're damn near as bad as cooking channel. Yep. Kiwana, you guys were getting in last year. I thought it was like as bad as some of these trucker channels going back and forth. You know what I'm talking about, Kiwana, back about the camera and all that stuff. Hook it up, Guilty. I'm telling you. Now, okay, I'm gonna say this right now, and I'm saying this from a non-trucker, you know, all stuff. I don't know what's going on, whatever. But there's two channels. You know, there's some other ones, but I mean, there's two channels I like to keep it real. I got Guilty 718, and I got the Grown Folks channel. That's all I'm gonna say. And that's just for, you know, a couple people. Anyway. And actually, shoot, the easiest thing about being a trucker channel is you really don't have to do, like, if you look at some of these trucker channels, they can get away with putting up lazy ass content. You don't really have to edit, you don't have to do anything. That's pretty much it. But these two channels, you know, I really like, you know, back when they were rocking. Anyway, those two channels actually put like editing into their shit. Like there's videos, I mean, Guilty, you know, does his thing, and, you know, he has the whole, I mean, he, you know, he does his thing. And then Grown Folks channel, there's videos where he has a, you know, he's like talking, but then he has a picture, he has him in the same video talking to himself somehow. I don't know how they do that, but anyway, that editing was some great editing, especially for a trucker channel, because really most of those trucker channels, they don't do nothing. They don't edit shit. They just do whatever they're going to do, and that's a done deal. But those two actually put effort into it. And anyway, two of my favorite trucker channels, and it's just a little sad. Anyway, they know what I'm talking about. So anyway, I'm telling you, so I'm not, you know, I never really want to be a trucker or anything like that, but the content is so interesting, and it's something that I could just plug in my ear and listen to. I don't have to worry about commenting. I don't have to worry about doing any of that kind of stuff. I just listen to what they're saying. And, you know, so if you're interested in, you know, seeing a different lifestyle, you know, go check out those two channels. You know, I know that the Grown Folks channel, Ricky over there just bought a bunch of land, and he's kind of hooking that stuff up. And Guilty 718 just quit a job that he was trying to quit, and they begged him to stay on and moved into a different segment of the company, so he's doing that. Anyway, shoot, they got me out there wanting to, you know, grind them gears up a little bit. So anyway, shoot, I know this is getting a little late. I'm not going to drag you guys out much longer than this. You guys know me, know that, shoot, it's like 42 minutes past my bedtime right now, because I do not stay up late. I get up early.
About an hour and 12.
I go to bed at 8 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah. The only reason I was in bed early yesterday is because I was listening to Booger 500 on the hot seat. So I went down there to lay down so I could listen to what she was doing, and I didn't want to. Serious, ask her. She's in the feed right now.
No, that's fine. I was talking about your bedtime.
8 o'clock.
Okay.
Right. Serious.
Okay.
Oh, well, now my wife's trying to say I get to bed earlier than 8 o'clock, and that's not even true. So I don't know what she's thinking about, because I'll start getting set up like 7:45, you know. Anyway, so do want to thank you guys for stopping by. Check out this video tomorrow. Got some Asian. Shit, I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to knock that out, because I got to do some finishing up on it tonight. So I might have to bang that out on Sunday. Y'all kept me up a little bit longer than I was expecting to. So anyway, Wish me a happy 50th birthday coming up. Just joking. Mason turned.
October 12th.
Yeah, October 12th. For those of you guys that weren't here earlier, one of my biggest achievements, just hit that today, just hit 6 million views. So that was big for me right there. Never thought I'd have got there. I remember talking to Ray Mac on the phone back in 2015 when I was trying to get that first million. So this was great to get to that number today. I don't know why 6 million was better than 5 million or 7 million when I get there, but for some reason that number seemed to be a little important to me. So anyway, thank you, Nigel. See, here's the thing, Booger, is there's some people that think quantity is more important. I just go ahead and knock out that quantity. So at some point, I mean, I'm joking. At some point, I'm going to put up so much volume that you just can't miss it. So even if you don't like me, you're going to have to stumble over me at some point. So never thought I was better, you know, putting out excellent content or anything like that. What I did know is I was going to be consistent from day one. Even when my stuff was like even unwatchable, I was still banging it out. So anyway. And Booger, the reason the quantity thing didn't work for you is quantity actually wears you down a little bit. And if you're 5'3", by the time it wears you down, you're below camera angle. So I can see why that might not have worked for you going for that, you know, quantity or quality thing. So that's more of a height issue than a quantity issue, I would imagine. So anyway, I'm going to shut this down. I'm going to try to get this rib video out tomorrow. And that's a good video. I was actually on location with somebody else and knocked that out. And I know, Nigel, see 5.2 million. I mean, I never thought I would have got to 6 million. That's like, seriously, I only watched 5 million of those. So that means there's a million other people out there that like watched it, and of that million, there's only about 100,000 of those gave me shade on my videos and talk shit about me. So that means there's literally about 900,000 people that saw my videos and actually liked them. So that means a lot. Anyway, y'all have a good night. I'm gonna shut this down. Try to edit this video to, you know, for tomorrow, and go from there. But I do appreciate everybody stopping by, especially my truckers, because that, you know, those guys are totally outside of what the normal box would be, and obviously those people that I get with on a regular basis. And Josie, you don't have to worry about anything early tomorrow morning because I will be in bed. Anyway, appreciate y'all stopping by. I'm shutting this down. Peace easy. I'm out.